Sales teams, they don't want to talk to cold leads, which is a good thing because cold leads don't want to talk to salespeople either. But if you ask a salesperson who should warm up those leads, there's a non-zero chance you're going to hear, I don't know, but it's not my job. Now, some reps will say, well, that's marketing's job, and others will say it should be delegated to appointment setters. But effectively, it all comes down to somebody saying, let's just wait till the lead is warm, which is cute nowadays, but mostly problematic because it's one of the fastest ways to keep your sales pipeline nice and cold. Here's the issue. Waiting for a lead to warm up is just another way of saying, I hope someone else doesn't build a relationship before I do. And guess what? In a competitive market, someone else usually does. We're operating in an attention economy. Buyers are being pitched by 5 other vendors and chatting with friends in Slack about what tools they use and actually trust. So if you're waiting to hear from a lead to get ready, you're showing up after the story's already been written. There's no waiting anymore for a lead to be warm because you're just opening the opportunity for someone else to warm up that lead. So no, sales reps really can't wait for warm leads. Instead, they need to help leads get warm. And of course, the way to do that is content. Let's break that down a little bit. If a buyer doesn't know they have a problem, a pitch ain't gonna do nothing. You need a blog post or something that gives them an aha moment. You need to help them articulate what they need help with. There's an old saying, you have to name it to tame it. So you give your lead a name for their problem, and then you give them the solution they need to tame the problem. If a buyer is just starting to poke around on one of your online channels, you don't need to help them book time or talk to sales. You need a video that helps them understand the trade-offs of doing nothing. You can talk to them without talking to them. If a buyer is just lurking quietly, like reading your content, maybe clicking around but not converting, you don't need to circle back with them. You need to publish more content that earns more of their attention. This is how you warm up a lead, by showing up early with something that helps them do something. Now, the best reps know how to do this. They've got a library of content that mirrors the buyer's thought process. They send a short explainer after a call. They follow up with a real resource, not a canned line. They keep leads moving by providing answers before the questions are ever asked. They've got automation in place that sends out helpful canned messages. Like, all this stuff is figured out. And here's where things get interesting. When sales reps use content this way, they don't sound like salespeople anymore. They sound like someone a lead just wants to keep talking to. Because warmth isn't about proximity or frequency of contact. It's actually just a byproduct of helpfulness. And that's why the old mindset, I only talk to leads when they're ready to buy, just doesn't work anymore, especially in technical sales. It assumes that your only job is to close, but your real job is to guide. Going back to the message of the first episode in this series, a lead is not a sale. It's an opportunity to start a relationship. You want to help someone get from confused to confident, from passive to curious, from curious to committed. That's the sales journey now. And content lights the path. Now, sales reps can't wait for warm leads. They need to earn that warmth and build the relationship using helpful, engaging content, and by being the most helpful voice in the room, even when that room is just a browser tab, a Slack thread, a TikTok binge at midnight, an email, part of an email sequence, whatever it is. So hopefully that helps cover the use of content and how leads get warmed through content. In the next episode, I want to talk about how I build a parallel universe for my clients that skips all the funnels and the slow inbound organic approaches that so many marketers depend on.